So now, once you have got yourself tested and you got that out of the way, and you've been told that there is nothing medically wrong with you, congratulations. But what you're dealing with is panic attacks. And now the step is about embracing the symptoms. Okay. So, what I want you to do is first, in your own words, make a note of everything that you physically experience when you have a panic attack. How does it feel like? What does it feel like to you in your body? Yes, most of us experience the same things when we're having a panic attack. If you will go and ask somebody about the panic attack symptoms that they experience, they will mostly share the same things. But in your words, you may feel the heart symptoms more than the tingling. I may feel the dizziness more than the heart symptoms. It could be what is heightened for me may not be as heightened for you. What is causing most fear for me may not cause you to be more fearful. So you need to just make a note of all the symptoms that you experience. Just write it in your own words that I feel this, and this is what I feel goes on when you are experiencing a panic attack. How does it start? What do you feel when it is starting? Make a note of all those things. And then we are going to understand and see what it would feel like to sit with that symptom rather than running away from it. Let's say your heart is racing, but you have no choice but to sit with that symptom. If you've been told that you sit with this symptom, the symptom will go away. You know, when I was having panic attacks, I used to often imagine this, the roller coaster example. I would think that when I'm having a panic attack, it's like being on a roller coaster, but you've been made to sit on that roller coaster without your consent. So you don't like roller coasters, but you've been made to sit on one of those. And that roller coaster is a panic attack. Now you want that roller coaster to stop and you want to get off it right now. But there's only one condition. If you are able to sit quiet and sit peacefully and observe without crying and screaming and throwing your arms in the air and saying, I want to speak to the people who have done this. I want answers right now. I'm going to go to Google. I want to stop this, without doing any of those things, the sooner you're able to just accept and sit calmly and say, okay, I don't like it, but I'm going to be quiet. The sooner you do that, the sooner you will be put out of the roller coaster and back to the ground. That's what embracing your symptoms means. If you're able to just sit with those uncomfortable symptoms, that doesn't mean that you start enjoying it. You're never going to enjoy it. They are uncomfortable symptoms. They are uncomfortable sensations, very uncomfortable. But that's the challenge. And that's why you need to do the work when you're not having the panic attack. So you need to kind of prepare yourself and what is it that I will do when I have my next panic attack? Will I call someone? Will I put an ice pack? Will I do any of those things? Or will I just sit with the symptoms? So let's say your chest is hurting or your heart is beating very fast and you have prepared yourself already. You know that when you have panic attacks, this is what happens. So you will mentally say to yourself that, yes, my heart is beating very fast. This is a symptom of anxiety, of the panic attack. This is so uncomfortable, but I'm going to sit through this. It will go. I'm going to sit through this. And that is what will dissipate the fear. Because otherwise, if you're going to resist it, you must have heard of the term that anything you resist is going to persist. That's what I was doing. That was the mistake that I was making. It's like when you're having anxiety, there's fire and you want that fire to go off. Panic attack is the fire. But what you're doing is, instead of putting water by just observing and embracing your symptoms, you're adding more fuel. What is the fuel? Fuel is the fear that you're adding. So you're adding more and more fuel in the form of fear, in the form of Googling your symptoms, in the form of seeking help, asking questions, getting afraid, calling friends, looking for reassurance, going on to forums and saying, please talk to me right now, please talk to me. And I'm not making fun of anybody here because I have been there. I know I was desperate to myself. And I would do anything if somebody would just talk to me at that time and just tell me that I'm fine. So I know. But I also realized that it was a mistake, which is why I'm sharing this with you. Coming from that space as a friend who has gone through it, that when you're just going to sit and embrace the symptoms and know that, oh, okay, the tingling is also there, the dry mouth is also there, the feeling, wretched feeling of impending doom is also there, but it's all because of panic attacks. It's all because of the surge of adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormones, basically. It will settle. I'll just sit through this. I'll just sit through this. I'm not going to run away from this. This is going to take practice, but every time you practice this, you're going to get better. Each time you repeat it, you're going to get better. Remember, anxiety is something that we taught our nervous system. Our nervous system, it was not just one episode of stress and our nervous system said, I give up. There were repeated episodes. Maybe there were small episodes. And then with our rumination, we added to it. So the anxiety muscle got stronger. But now we can retrain that muscle. That is why, even in the periods when you're not having panic attacks, you can't just forget everything and say, I'll deal with it when my panic attack comes. No. You need to be prepared and do your homework, do the groundwork, even when you're not having a panic attack. In fact, that's the time to do your groundwork. And then, whatever groundwork you have done, whatever you have practiced, you put that to the test during a panic attack. And then you see, am I able to sit with these symptoms? All those symptoms that I had made a note of, yes, they are there right now. Am I able to embrace them and let them be? Am I able to go on with my life as if the symptoms did not exist? That's another thing I will talk to you about, going on with your life as if the symptoms did not exist.